Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We are back. The dynamic duel, the two-man backcourt, the twin towers in the post. Ladies and gentlemen, it's myself, brother O and Q Too Tall. Cheers to everybody out there who is enjoying this Saturday, who already started out already. I was trying to figure out something cool to say, but I didn't figure it out. My bad. I fucked that one up. I fucked that one up. Okay, it's
Play
all
it
good.
fuck up. Play it fuck up.
It's cool. It ain't bad as a lot of other shit could be. But we
Mhm.
starting this off day off as we normally do with the one and only Moore's beer. Cheers to you and whatever you drinking over there. Um, we're gonna go ahead and start the podcast off. We started a little later than normal, but it's all good and it's all right. God is good. God is great. So I'm gonna after we get off here, I'm gonna go ahead and make me some steak and eggs. I got the
Mhm.
steak in there marinating in some good sauces right now. I mixed it up, put some olive oil in there. So it's sitting in there just curing and sizzling in its own juices and everything. And I'm gonna make me some steak, some eggs, and have some grapes and some fruits and all that with it. And I'll be done eating for the rest of the day.
Mhm.
And I'll be sitting here finagling all the other podcasts that I have, chopping up video clips and everything. So you may be getting tagged on some, invited for collaborations and all that. But ladies
Yes,
and
sir.
gentlemen, Saturday, happy Saturday, good Saturday vibes to everybody out there. Keep what we got on tap for the day.
Yes, sir, brother. This weekend is rivalry weekend in MLB. So the biggest rivalry right now, especially for
Mm,
the city,
mm,
Chicago White Sox versus Chicago Cubs crosstown,
mm-hmm.
series. This weekend kicked off last night, and unfortunately for my Sox, we ended up losing 10-5 to the Cubs. But it's all good. I said we was gonna win two out of three. We just had to get that loss out the way. So we got that
Mm-hmm.
out the way. Let's go ahead and get these next two games. But
Come
hey
on, let's
man,
get them.
coming into
Let's
this
get them.
series, White Sox, one of the hottest teams in the MLB. They had 5 game winning streak coming into the series to last night's game. I think they won like 18 of the last 24 games that they've been on the hot streak. They was down bad. I remember when I was telling you a couple weeks ago, like we was like I want to say 8-12 or some shit like that, or like no, actually we was actually kind of down a little bit bad, but we had a
Mm-hmm.
few losses, but we got over 500 for the first time until yesterday. We was up 22 wins to
Mm-hmm.
21, but
Okay.
now we back to 500. But compared to a couple years ago, last year we were progressing, we getting better. But I like what I'm seeing from this team. We're a fun team. We
Okay.
we
Okay.
got a mantra that's like Will's boys don't quit. We don't quit, man. And it showed in that game last night. Even though the score showed 10-5, it was a close game until the bullpen kind of let it go. And it was one of those
Mm.
situations where like the last 4 or 5 games, our bullpen been shutting shit down. Like we didn't allow any runs in like the 7th innings, 8th inning, ninth. With the bullpen 6 or later or whatever. But last night we was due. We was due. Our bullpen was due to give up some runs, and that's what happened because it was a 4-4 game. It
Mm-hmm.
really started off. Cubs took the lead first. They had a 1-0 lead in the first inning, and then in the second inning, Colson Montgomery. I'm saying it now. The best shortstop in Chicago is Colson Montgomery on the Chicago White Sox.
Okay.
He hits bombs all day, and he's
Mm.
athletically one of the best defensive shortstops in the league right now. Even though this is only his second year, he played like 70
Second
some
year.
games last year,
Okay.
but
So
he hit
almost half a season last year.
yeah, pretty much. But in half a season, he hit 21 home runs. So
Okay.
like a full sample size, just imagine what he could probably do. But right
Okay.
now, last night we was down 1-0. He hit a solo home run to tie the game in the second inning. I'm like, okay, that's what I'm talking about. We ain't the same, bullshit White Sox the last couple of years that we've been holding out there on the field. Like, and then, Cubs took the lead again. It got to like I think it was like 2-1, then 4-1. We was able to maybe come back. Or actually got to like I want to say we have 4-4. Yeah, so it was like 4-1. We didn't scoring like 3 runs to tie the game. Uh, Miguel Vargas hit a home run to tie the game, and then right when we about 6th inning, I say, um, we got to the point where one of our pitchers got in the jam, walked a couple people, and
Mm-hmm.
that never goes well when you walk more than one person in the inning, especially with a
Okay.
high offense like a good offense like the Cubs. So
I
they
have a
got
question
lucky.
about I have a question about the person that you mentioned earlier. That's a shortstop.
Yeah.
My question for you is, forgot my question.
Uh, uh,
My
uh,
question for you, it was about him. Okay, what is his batting average so
right
far?
now, I say that he's in like I say around 230 ish, which is not the
That's
coming
not
from
too.
like,
That's not really that good, bro.
but that's not today. That's pretty much the average in a way because like back in the day, 280, 290, 300 was
That used to be the thing.
a
Yeah,
everyday
three,
thing.
300, 300, 300,
But
330.
but the
Like
pitchers,
bowling.
it's combination of like either the pitchers got really really good
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
maybe the the permanent performance enhancers was that good where to like players was like hitting crazy, but now it's coming to sit now like people are they don't expect you to hit. I've been hearing a lot of people say they're not a ERA guy, like not ERA, a batting average guy, like they're not too high on batting average. I
Mm-hmm.
am. I feel like if you hit, I would like to see my hitters hit 260, 270, 275 and more. That let me know you getting on base because one thing baseball is the only sport where like hitting.
Would I be asking for too much for a guy to be hitting 330, 360? Would I be
Oh yeah,
asking for too
yeah,
much?
you would be asking a lot. That's a
Okay.
superstar level.
Okay.
Like I feel like if you can hit 250, that's let me know you every game or mostly you average at least one hit out of four bats. But you would want them to be like I would want them to be like 280, 300 area. But
I would want
now,
them to be 300, bro, because you telling me out of 4 or 5 bats, you only can hit 20%?
yeah, it's come. They've come to accept that. I've been hearing a lot of people like, I'm not a batting average guy, high on batting average. I am, but I don't know why. They let me know like you get
Okay.
on base, but like they go off like sucker percentage, on base percentage, all this other stuff, all the other metrics. But yeah, 230. Like think of that. If you hit 230, but if you can give about 60 to 75 RBIs,
Hmm.
um, 20 home runs, they feel like, all right, you still, make an impact on the team, on the game. So yeah, I agree. Like I would like the batting average be up, but it's still early in the season though. It's still early, a lot of games to go. So you can still balance that out, get better. But now, like if you're hitting like 275 and more, like that's impressive. But like if you're not bringing in runs, if you're not, hitting home runs or like making steals, great defensively, they ain't gonna pretty much, love you for that too much like they used to. So
Okay.
motherfuckers be hitting 200, 210, 220,
Okay.
and still be getting
Eh,
paid, still be
Because
getting
I remember, because I'm not the biggest baseball guy, but for those who know, you're gonna always see me in a Sox cap. You know what I mean? You always see me representing. Of course, I have my purple on with the purple sweatshirt from Architects of Mars. But I thought at some point, the batting averages would go up because I thought the players swing would improve with the mechanics and all the engineering that can take place, or the methods that would be available to these guys. I thought it would improve the same way the game of basketball would improve. But from what you're saying is like these guys are going away from, hey, we don't really care about a batting average. The batting average don't mean nothing to us. What we really trying to do is just make sure that we do get that one on base per game. You know what I mean? Because it's only what 4 times that they may get up to bat, right?
yeah, on average, yeah, pretty much 3 to 4, 5, depending on if it's an offensive game or not. If it's a shutdown, pitchers duel is you might get 2, 3.
Okay, bet. So for me, I can totally understand that when a guy says, I'm not paying attention to that because out of 4 at bats, you may not even make it 50% of the time because how many guys are actually making it 50% of the time? So let me ask you this question. My next question for you about the baseball situation is the legendary, the guy that's going to end up being a legend that plays for the Dodgers. What's his name?
Shohei Otani.
Shohei Ohtani. All right. So what is his batting average?
Right now, actually, he going through a slump. I don't know the exact number, but I'm sure it's around like two something.
Two
But
something as
like,
well.
thing is with this that they saying because the reason why he's slumping this shit is because he actually pitching again. So he's pitching, full game, 6, 7 innings, and then the next day he might get a day off because it fatigues you. Like pitching and hitting as a pitcher, you're tired the next day. That's why they give you 5 days to recover or take your
Then,
time until you pitch again.
then in
So
that situation, I understand because he's he has a dual job. He's pitching and then he's turning around and he's hitting the ball as well, right? So
Yeah,
it wears him out to be swinging the bat and then be swinging his arm and throwing it out like that.
exactly.
So I totally understand that.
Yeah, so with him is like when he was not pitching, which was like I think he slowly got back pitching last year, but the year before when they won the championship the first year, he was hitting 290, 300, over 300 for sure. Like he was having MVP like season on offense. So now he getting slowly back integrated pitching and hitting. It takes a toll on your body and like, I'm pretty sure he's
Yeah.
hitting like probably hitting like 240, 250. He's still solid at bat, but they saying recently after like the last like I say probably like 5, 10 games. He been
Hmm.
on the slump a little bit.
Okay. I'm trying to look up his stats right now. I just see them talking about his the games,
Okay,
but yeah, I'm gonna go
but
to
yeah,
his stats.
before this though, the Cubs though was on a 10 game winning streak, and then they ended up losing two back-to-back series against the Rangers, Texas Rangers, and they ended up losing to the Atlanta Braves, who's one of the best teams in the MLB right now.
Hmm.
The Cubs on a 4 game losing streak, and then they ended up winning the last game against the Braves. I think 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4 they lost. And so they needed that win coming back to Chicago to face us. We was one of the highest teams in the league, the way we was coming in. And we ain't gonna lie, we was talking a little big shit. I posted something. I knew I was like, if I posted, we probably gonna lose tonight. But it was just one of those like, we swept the Kansas City Royals who've been on
Hmm.
our ass the last few years. Like we barely beat them the last few years. So it's good to see that we actually sweeping them and knocking them, beating them up, over there in Kansas City. But for us to fight back the way we was down, in the early in the season, like, down like almost 10 games below 500 and to tie it back up, that shows that, the team is progressing. The team is young and I noticed that so a couple years ago, our double A team ended up winning the championship. So it's a good portion of the players that was,
Question real quick. Can you hear my TV in the background? Can you hear my
no,
TV?
not really,
Okay.
nothing too,
I'm gonna go turn it off just out of respect for us recording. I'm gonna go turn it off because I can hear my TV, and I'm gonna just let you go ahead and talk. All right, you can keep on going, but I just don't like. It's really just supposed to be us, so I don't really want you hearing anything else. All right.
yeah. But yeah, I couldn't hear them, but maybe like once the recording is done, they might hear it.
Go ahead and do your thing. I'm just
He got
going.
he
I'm
got
gonna go
that
back
good he
here.
got that good porno in the back.
Yeah. Oh my God, Daddy. Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't want y'all to hear what I recorded last night and this morning, so I gotta go in here and turn it off. I was just trying to make sure that, the video and everything, the editing was going correct. But let me go in here and just turn this off, man, because I don't like noise in the background and everything. I don't like anything messing up what I got going on. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off.
For sure, for sure. Go ahead, do your thing.
You
But
gonna keep on going? Because
yeah,
if you keep going, like it only take me 10 or 20 seconds. I'm walking right to
yeah,
the
go
next.
ahead. I'll just chirp about what's going on in rivalry week. But yeah, man, Cubs Sox game, man. Tonight, 6:40. I think maybe actually 6:10, and then Sunday 1 o'clock game. So let's go White Sox. We need this. We need this. We need to at least take care of home. Like take care of home. Get these next two. I'm like, all right, watch some of the demons of the Cubs and Sox the last few years. I think it's going to be a better series than it was last year. I think we only won 1 game out of the whole both series last year. So I think this year we're a different team. We showed it last night that we can't keep up with them. It's just we just can't allow stupid dumb shit to happen on the pitching side or fielding. And once it got out of hand, we like, all right, we got to back up, and come back tomorrow with a fuller, better mentality.
Okay. Bet. I'm back. I just had to make sure that my TV was off, because I don't want to mess up the podcast. I don't want people hearing my TV in the background. Like I've already said before, I'm big on sound, so I prefer if everything was focused and channeled specifically for what we're doing, and you don't hear any background noise. And if you see this bright thing on the side of the if you're able to see that, that's on me. That's my blue Chrome Snowball microphone. So that's for those who are looking at that is maybe blocking their view, but y'all can see enough of my beautiful face. Y'all all right.
Yes, Sirski.
Yeah.
Uh, all in between that, to catch a little break from the sports side, Drake dropped Iceman finally yesterday, and not only
Oh, that's your
Iceman, he
boy. I know that's your boy. Yeah, he
and
finally came
it's
on out with it.
and not only just Iceman, he dropped 3 albums all together. He
All
dropped three
together.
albums.
Yep.
He dropped Iceman, Habibi, and then Maid of Honor. And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people are saying that those three albums was him feeling his obligation with UMG, especially after all that happened the last 2 years with the beef with him and Kendrick, and him actually suing UMG for everything that went on since that beef and all that stuff. So it's
Well,
possible
brother,
that.
good
Go ahead.
luck to you. Good luck to you, Drake, in your lawsuit, because as you do know, they gave you a bunch of money. And in giving you a bunch of money, you're gonna blow a bunch of that, spending on lawyer fees, thinking that that's something that I mean, and you may win it. I don't want to, because I don't want to jinx it. I want you to get as much out of them as you can. But you are already an industry plant. You came into the game. You were already a childhood actor, so you were perfect for them. You fitted well into their experiment, and they used you for that, and you did well at it. All right. But the thing about it is, even though you put these 3 albums out, you always have to remember, no matter how independent you are, as long as that music is in rotation, whatever you've done up until this day or yesterday when you drop whatever that was that you dropped, they're always going to be able to get that money back. They're always going to be in your pocket. So no matter what you do going forward, unless you have a great plan, which I'm thinking you're great at your strategy, you it's something that you worked on, and you've gotten with lawyers and a great advertising team and everything else to push your music forward. I'm sure you did that. But just so you know, whatever you do independently, you know that you have to put it out with some great marketing and some physical copies of things that people can cherish for a lifetime. It can't just be the music. It has to be something that people can buy so you continue to make money. But the other part of that is that you owe these people. And whatever it is you owe them, they're gonna get it back. So that 360 deal that you was in, the deal may be over with, but you still owe them. So if there's something I don't understand about those record deals, that's fine. But as far as what I know, you still gonna owe them people. They still gonna be digging into your pocket. As long as that music is in rotation, it's never gonna stop. You're always gonna be in debt to them. You're always gonna be in favor. Whatever them deals was for 200 million or 300 million that you were doing, or 40 million, whatever, $50 million, and you was doing it on the table and everything, and it was just costing you part of your publishing and all that other stuff. That's cool, but no matter what, you gonna owe them, and until you figure it out, and y'all went over the numbers and everything, the war you about to go through in the courtrooms is gonna be a crazy one. So you got to be careful of that type of stuff. Um, I have not listened to the albums that he's putting out. I do not plan on listening to the albums. I was looking at the things that 92 Bricks was putting out, and they were saying how the albums were composed. They did not say that those albums were to get him out of his contract. I found that out while listening to one of the brothers that I work with. Actually, been on the podcast, Groovy Lou. Groovy Lou was telling me that. But what he was saying was that those albums were he did all three. He did a triple album, and he put those out to make sure that he covered everything for him going forward with the record label to get him out of the deal. What I'm saying is that, to me, I was just looking at the way the albums were set up. The albums were set up for partying music. Then he had the albums where he started really getting at niggas and everything like that. Um and he talked about everything, and it was just some party and bullshit going on. And then there was an album where he was just more like a solid thing. You know what I'm saying? So he did 3 different albums of 3 different types. I haven't listened to it. I don't plan on listening to it, but I think I will listen to it just so I'm aware of what he does have, just so I can be aware of what Drake's doing. Um, One thing we have to always admit is that Drake created a great following, and he had people doing what he was doing. Right? You had people talking about music, getting their feelings, acting like bitch ass niggas and bitch ass bitches. Really, just bitch ass niggas. I don't care what the females do, because females are emotional. I'm not I'm not blaming them for feeling any type of way and getting into that vibe of the music, because that's them. That's where they come from. But the bitch assness that he had created, where guys were acting like they were really soft and all this other stuff, and then he was using it, and he, like the homies already said, he's just as misogynistic as anybody else. He used that as a ploy to get cooler with the women and finesse his way into some skin. But that was his thing. I wasn't knocking that. I just thought it was some hoe ass shit, because if you a man, you gonna be a man. You gonna go after what you want. And when you get turned down, you get turned down. Like we talking about now with the baseball. When you batting 20%, that's just what you batting. If you go to bat 10 times and you only hit twice, that's just what you get. You just hit twice. You understand what I'm saying? That's just the name of the game that you play. But um, I hope everybody who liked that man and who was an actual fan Not the casuals, because the casuals they'll jump in and out. You know what I mean? They'll jump in and out, listen to the music. I don't like it. It's terrible, whatever. But to those who appreciate Drake and they know what his music is and they understand it and that they've been riding with him ever since, and they've been doing a whole uh of FKL campaign. Fuck Kendrick Lamar. Everybody that's been a part of that. Like salute to y'all, man, because y'all stayed down and y'all didn't fold up. When this was all going on. Even the guys that be on the podcast and they ain't shut up because they, the Drake was their mans and they was listening to the music and they had more insight on those situations than I ever could because I'm not cool with Drake and I probably never will be. I'm down here where I make my couple dollars an hour, you know what I'm saying, and wear purple caps and you know what I'm saying, speakers and do a podcast where you don't really give a fuck about. So, I'm down here doing my thing, but to those who did stay down, man, salute to y'all, man, for staying down. And I hope y'all continue to support because them hard copies and CDs and vinyl that he's about to drop, it's you all's job to continue to support because you all made him what he is now. And because you all made him who he is your job to make sure that y'all continue to push him up and push him forward as he puts out the music. Now, if the music drops off and it's some bullshit, then we totally understand. But my only fear of listening to a nigga like that is that when I listen to his music, it'll just be filler. And I don't want to listen to nobody music that's just filler. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead. Get back to
Yeah.
you talking about the albums.
No, yeah, it's just like you said, basically the three albums kind of have different, feels or vibes.
Mhm.
Iceman was him basically like, pretty much like it's more rap, more revenge. Him embracing his villain era of what just
Mhm.
happened the last few years. Finally, and then him he actually wasn't playing too much the victim this time, but like still also there's like it
Because
was him. It's
that's what
him harping, but it was a lot of that songs him harping on Kendrick and all the other players, other
mhm.
players, other rappers that was getting at him. Like he literally got a song called "Ran to Atlanta" with Future. So that's the
Mm.
thing. Him and Future are back together after that because it was Future and Metro Boomin that started this whole shit. And him like not trusting you, I gonna shoot you and stuff. But they back cool, I guess. And then that song, I was like, okay, that's good. But this album is all him just like getting that. I feel like Kendrick made this man start rapping again, made him start addressing this stuff, and you can see that he's still a little bit butthurt about what just happened. But
Mhm.
Iceman was just him, just like just getting back at Moggs, basically just him embracing the villain role. Trying to talk about just getting back on his rap shit, which I appreciate that part. It's some good songs on this. I say about good six, 7 songs that I really rock with,
Okay.
maybe 8. The rest of it is kind
That's on
of
the Iceman. That's on the Iceman joint,
on the
or that's
Iceman joint. I
okay.
think I think there are some filler songs on there, but production wise, it is solid. It's your traditional Drake, sounding, moody, in the winter type vibes, you know. So I give him that. I feel
Let
like
me
this.
say this though, man. For a lot of people who don't understand his music, man, when you listen to it, if you ever heard of a rapper named Joe Budden who made mood music 1 through like 7 or 1 through 10,
Yeah,
you ain't did nothing no different. You know what I'm saying? You just got more recognition for it. And Joe didn't want nothing to do with no record label because the record labels were screwy, which they always have been. But he didn't want nothing to do with that. So I mean, the music, like it is what it is. But I never saw Joe Button like I never seen him act like that until like later on when he started getting the podcast and he didn't want certain shit happening around him. Like I get it, like you trying to protect your brand and everything, but there was an example of you before you got here. Like it ain't like you did nothing completely original. You just got more popularity and attention for it. So that's all I'm saying.
yeah, they was big fans of each other, especially when Drake was coming in the rap and stuff. Like him and Joe was like, I ain't say kick it, but like they'll reach out and talk to
No,
each
he
other.
was on Joe's dick about that shit. That's what I remember it being. Like he was really holding Joe's nuts, man. Oh man, I love your music, this, that, and the third. But he did that to a few guys. I ain't gonna
You
say
know
a
what I'm
lot.
saying?
He did that to a few guys, dick riding or whatever, trying to get cool with them. You know what I'm saying? So they would be a part of his music and what he was going on. Some of them felt they regret it because they could have been on that same stage and platform on them, and they were blown up. But guys like Joe Button, man. Salute to Joe Button and Joe Button podcast and everybody that's involved with it. Everybody involved on the show, on the pod. But Joe was already there. Joe and man, guys like Joe, man, they want to be out the way, man. They don't really want guys in their face because for them it ain't about popularity. It's not about being seen. It's about them making the best music as possible and getting paid for it. And they don't care to have another nigga in their face while they doing that. You understand what I'm saying? So he
Yeah.
got the Drake got the popularity, he got the bread, he got everything that most niggas like us would ever want, but we don't want the fame. So he got everything he wanted. But that, like I said, that nigga he came up in the industry. He came up in the entertainment industry. Like that was something he was already a part of since he was a little kid. I remember watching Degrassi, and I'm probably 10 years older than you and 10 years older than Drake. You understand what I'm saying? So I remember when Degrassi was on, I was coming
Yeah,
up
before,
as a
yeah.
kid.
Yeah, because
You understand?
no, yeah, I understand because I was that's how I knew Drake before even I knew who he rapped. Like I watched Degrassi, but I've heard like I watched that when it was in this time at that moment. But then I found out I was like, oh, this is an older show, a Canadian show, period. So it's been years out already, or different versions of Degrassi. So yeah, you're right about that. But that's how I found out about him, and then I found out eventually like, oh, he rap and sing. Like, oh, okay. And even it was then, I was kind of embarrassed to be like trying to tell anybody. I think this dude from Degrassi, he kind of rap, he kind of
Yeah,
decent, you know.
yeah, and it's
But then
him.
he blew up and shit. But yeah,
Yeah.
man. I mean, with that
And
one,
what I'm saying is not that because whoever may hear this may say, "Man, them niggas be hating on the guy Drake." Man, I ain't hating on the guy. I'm just telling y'all, giving y'all some history about where this nigga come from and everything. So when people sit around and say that Drake will slap this person or that he a gangster, he is not a gangster. He is playing a role. That's all I'm saying. He is not a gangster. He's playing a role. That guy probably would never put hands on a human being unless he has been forced. Unless someone physically forced themselves at him to hurt him, he wouldn't do nothing. Or unless they were trying to attack his child or children, whatever he has. That's the only way you would ever get smoke from a guy like that. He's not gonna do all this stuff about, "Ooh, you gonna make me call these guys up." You may call somebody, but that ain't really what you do. Like you don't really get involved with the shits and you don't get involved in the mix of things. And we know that because we see your background and we know what your background is. Continue to put out your music. If your music is dope, continue to just do dope ass music. If that music is shit and trash, like I've been hearing from different people, then let it be shit and trash. But what's your so you out of the albums you saying is just the Iceman is the best one?
no, I ain't said. Probably be as of right now because I only gave it both a couple listens because like yesterday I was
Mm.
trying to listen to it, but like people kept trying to talk to me during at work and or like on the
Okay.
bus, so you could never really get into it. So I gave it another second run this morning.
Mm.
Iceman sounds good. I thought initially on the first listen, I think I like the R&B one better, which would be Habibi. It's a more R&B Drake, for the women, for the ladies, for the hoes type vibe, which is kind of like well, I like that he did the three album where it's like he gave you a little bit of everything. He gave you what would be one from the rap side, what the R&B side of him, and then like the third one is basically like called Made of Honor. It's more of a pop shit, like pop music, house, overseas music that he want people like in the world to be listening to. Because I know when he did with Honestly Nevermind, it was a polarizing album project. If you're a house music lover or whatever, you like that type of music, then you will like it. I like some of the songs on there. I just thought it was like not the best version of the house that he did, but like I can see because I end up being in bars and late night, especially like high scale bars or more Sadidia bars, and
Mm.
hearing that type of music. His Honestly Never Mind, like just playing in the background while you ordering the drink. I'm like, oh, okay, I see what he did there. Like I see what you want to be in certain
Yeah.
places, and like I can see that being overseas being
And
a big thing.
for those who don't know and aren't aware, house music started here. So the type of house music that y'all are hearing, or the EDM and all this other shit
Yeah,
that y'all calling it, that shit started here,
yeah,
here in like Detroit and shit like that. That shit is a local thing here. So when we hear that shit and it don't really pop or resonate with us, it's because y'all using a more watered down version of it, or
sure.
excuse me, a version that appeals more to
Bass
what you're trying to
driven.
do. Yeah, the bass driven or whatever it is that y'all trying to do over on that end. But that shit started here in Chicago, bitch. It's a staple here in Chicago, and from everyone I've talked to and the places I've been in my time on this earth, Chicago house music sounds like nobody else's house music. Um, I've spoken to different people about it. I've been to different places and I've listened to what people play versus what we have going on here, and it's not the same. But man, salute to him for doing it. Those are his albums. Homie, he's trying to look out for himself and get himself out them deals and move on to the next level or whatever he gonna do. But what I'm hearing is that you put out 3 albums and it sounds like you probably would have had a classic album if you'd have just done
Um,
one album with like 15 tracks on it and just divided up three, 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 and all that. Or done a songs that would get your rap shit off and then whatever it is that you was gonna do. But I guess, like you said, I'm trying to like you were saying, I'm trying to get out this record deal. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be a part of this no more. And the best way to do it is like this. So, homeboy, do what you gonna do, man. You know, I ain't mad. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad. I don't like. I tell everybody, man, y'all don't really need record labels. All y'all need is a tough hustle and a tough grind. And when you realize that you're willing to put in the time and sacrifice everything that you're willing, like if you're really willing to put it on the line and go after it, it'll be there for you. There may not be $400-500 million in there, but the reward will be worth it if you put in the time for it. It's just gonna take a lot of grinding, man, and a lot of people don't have that in them. They ain't gonna grind for it. So that's it. That's all I got for that. But you know,
I agree. I
sounds
mean,
like
the
it
way
could have been a classic album though. How many albums do you think? Because that's your generation of rap. More so because you kind of like might be caught in between.
yeah, he when he was coming up, I was just getting to college, so he was definitely
Okay,
a staple of music. And like, you know, I literally saw him, you know, blow up, you know, right before my eyes. From like I
okay,
said, the mother didn't really know him on the grass unless you watch the grassy.
yeah.
And then
So
when the
for
music,
yourself, listening to him, do you think he has 3 or 4 classic albums?
yeah, I think it would be just about that, like three or four.
Three
I
or
can
four.
say for sure. I mean, well, are we including everything? So like, I definitely include like so far so gone. I mean, so far gone is a classic that
Okay,
changed the game, that got him in the game really. As far as like notoriety and all that stuff.
okay.
Um, Take Care, which was like for the longest, I feel like that was the ultimate classic for him. Probably still to this day, probably his best album. But I've kind of moved on to another album. Nothing Was the Same. I feel like that was a classic album for him.
Mm, okay.
And then you can argue, well not argue. It's another one I like. If You're Reading This, It's Too Late. I feel like if it wasn't a classic, it was a really great album.
If you're reading this, it's too late. Is that the one where he's sitting at the in a booth or the?
That's Take Care. I believe you're talking about. The way he's just sitting there with the little chalice next to him,
I think that
brown
might have been it.
vibes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that,
The
that was
amber
Take Care.
tone. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a classic album. That was a great time for him. If you're reading this too late, it's like a white cover, but it's like literally says if you a handwritten. If you're reading this too late, it was kind of a mixtape vibe, but like it was dope songs. It had a great tour, and then views could be it's a I feel like it can it's one of those you got to give him more couple years to determine as a classic, but I feel like he got at least three or four of those. I really like Her Loss. I don't know if it would be a classic per se, but really great album. But I do feel like he's kind of like peaked already in a way to a certain extent. I think he still give a great album at some point as he keep going. But those 3 albums, when I'm hearing, not too much. Habibi, I say about 2 or 3 songs I really rock with on there.
Okay.
Made the honor
Okay.
about 2 or 3 songs, and then like Iceman got about 5, 6, 7, 8, about half the album. I could really rock with. Spin again on. But
Gotcha.
it's just great to get this year. You got J. Cole. He dropped his album, which is a double disc album.
Mm-hmm.
Kanye dropped.
What did you think about his album, the J
I thought
Cole
it was a,
double album?
I thought it was a really good album. I really love the disc 29 compared to the disc 39, but I say about a solid 8 overall from the both things.
Me
With
too. I give
all the
about a
music.
7 or 8.
And
I give
I've,
about a
I've I
seven.
listened to it multiple times. And this the thing with this Drake album, I got to listen to it multiple times. As much as I listen to J. Cole's album, as much as I listen to Kanye's album, they give a full feel of like when I've heard everything, make sure I heard everything sonically, lyrically, and, just how everything was set up. But and I'm pretty sure some songs I don't like now, I might end up liking eventually, probably a month or two. But You know,
It
a lot of
could be
people.
true, but here's the thing though. When you listen to music fresh, this is what I tell people. If you're going to listen to music, the same way like the same way you watch sports or boxing. So I listen to boxing with the sound on, but I can literally sit here without nothing playing and listen to a boxing match and know what's going on because I understand what's going on in the boxing arena, in the boxing ring. The same thing kind of applies to me when it comes to music. I'm not gonna listen to your music while people are talking to me,
Hmm.
while I'm working, or while I'm cleaning and cooking. I'm only gonna listen to it with open ears, and I'm only focused on your music so I can hear the content that I'm taking in. If I'm listening to anything else while I'm listening to your music, it doesn't count because I'm not fully
Interesting.
aware of what's going on and it doesn't have my full attention. When you're
Hmm.
listening to everything else while you're playing it, you're not fully invested. Growing up, when Jay-Z would drop albums, when AZ would drop albums, when the Fugees would drop albums, excuse me, we would all buy them and turn our headphones up loud and be on a bus or be in school or wherever we were listening to it with open ears and no one could talk to us. It's the same way when I see you on a bus going from work, heading to work or going home from work.
Hmm.
I talk to you for 10, 15 minutes. Hey, I'm gonna rap it with you. And then hey, I'm about to get back to this podcast real quick because I'm listening to a podcast that I did or that someone else did. Or hey, I'm listening to this album. I'm gonna go ahead and let you do what you're doing. That's the best way to listen to it. Growing up, this is what we used to do, man. I know y'all don't do this nowadays, but growing up, we would go to the homies in the homies' car and we would sit and listen to the music. Or we would go to their house in the basement or in a room and we would turn the music up loud and we would just sit there and listen to the music and just vibe out to it and just understand have a try to get a better understanding of music and that person because there are songs where they're gonna talk about their upbringing, being in the streets, the singles and everything that they're gonna do that's gonna party and that we can chill out and smoke to and have women over with. And we would kind of like figure out what those songs were. But if those songs were just introspective or real crazy deep songs, if the person was a deep rapper, we'd be like, yo, we're gonna have to put on our deep hat for this because this dude is being super lyrical, miracle, spiritual, right? So we had to
Hmm.
do all that. I don't know how they do it now when they talk about these albums because I hear everybody call everything. I don't not everybody. I hear certain people, certain groups of people saying that everything is a classic and this was a classic. Tyler, the creator, that was a classic and that was a classic and this was a classic. And I'm going, can you sit with that album the first time and on the fifth time that you listen to it and say the same thing about it?
Right.
Because if you can't, it's not the same album. That's not a classic. If you have to sit with it over and over again and listen to it 10 times or 20 times, and then you tell me it's a classic, that's not a classic, bro.
I mean, well, classic. It means it takes time to figure out. Like it's you
Classic
can't.
means that it will
It can't be
withstand the
instant. It
test of
doesn't mean
time.
right. Right. Exactly. So like it's going to take time for it to be tested for it to figure out if it's classic or not.
Classic means it will withstand the test of time. If those songs start to weigh on you and you go, okay,
But
it's okay now.
but people call it like you said. People throw the classic around too much or too quickly. Like people say one here. Oh, it's a classic. Like no, like, you got to listen to it multiple times. Be like,
You gotta
are
listen
you
to it
just saying
over and
this
over
because
again. Is it the
you feel like
same?
it's you and your feelings about it, or you just saying that because it's actually a great, project of music or a collection of music?
Correct. And anytime I listen to music, I go into it with that understanding that I'm not going into it with prejudice. I'm not going into it with
No,
bias. So for me, I'm going into it, I'm just listening to it as music, as a project that it is. That's all I'm listening to it for.
true.
Like that's all I'm listening to it for. But if I had to listen to it 10 to 20 times just for it to weigh on me, go, okay, all right, I'll actually like this song. Well, that mean you're gonna have to continue to listen to it. It's like, well, all right, no, I don't like that song. So this is a matter of time before after a while when you listen to it, you say, yo, this song this will stand the test of time. Like one of Michael Jackson's albums that you can play all the way through with no skips, right?
Mhm.
You have Stevie Wonder who has classic songs or a classic album or two. You know, you have guys that can do that or females that can do that. You have those classic albums. In Vogue's first album that we heard in the mainstream, like all that type of stuff. You have those type of albums that are classics, and no matter when you play them, they will always resonate. Go anywhere and play Michael Jackson songs and watch everybody who knows, or even the young. I've even been to the situation. I've been hanging out and I've seen young kids when they're boom, 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 boom. 5, 6 years old are getting up and they're dancing. You can't tell me that's not classic music. That is classic music. You understand what I'm saying? So if everybody understands what that is and they appreciate it and they can hear it, it didn't take a bunch of times. Michael Jackson went in there and heard that. Quincy Jones went in there and heard that. Everybody that had a role in making that album understood what that was when they went in there and created that. No matter how much they argued about it, no matter how much they were upset at each other and they said, I hate you, get the fuck out. They came together and they made that album. And he himself knew, I'm going in here and I'm making an album for everybody. For everybody from every walk of life, everybody will appreciate this album.
True. Like when it came out though, like was it Harold the classic right then and there, or did it take time for it to be like, okay, this is just his one of his best albums of all time? If not,
That album was like diamond after a couple weeks or whatever when it first came out. And then when he tried to get it played on MTV, that's what was blocking him. So the guy at the record label said, I will work hard for you. All right. What do you need from me? I need you to get my shit played on MTV. And when he got it played on MTV, that's when that shit went up to 40, 50 million sold, right? That's because he was being blocked by a system that said we don't want to play black artists or black videos,
mm-hmm,
right? We don't want to play that. Now, listening to it, I listened to the album like a week or two ago,
mm-hmm.
right?
But
I
which are
played
we
it.
talking about? Off the Wall or Thriller
I,
or
I forgot shit. Was it Thriller? No, it was Off the Wall, right? I
okay,
think it
yeah.
was Off the Wall. But I played that album a couple times that morning, and me and a young lady that I worked with, I was like, "This is the album that you can play on Friday, knowing that it's Friday, right?"
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what album it was I was playing, but that's a Michael Jackson album that you can actually play all the way through with no
Yeah.
skips.
Yeah. Arguably the best album. Like a lot of people said Thriller, and I used to be that guy. But for about 5 years stretch, I was saying Off the Wall
It's all
is
off
the
the wall.
better
I was playing
album.
off the wall. I was playing off the wall. I was playing off the wall. People do say Thriller. People do say it's Thriller, but Off the Wall is just like that's like a classic album. You can't deny it.
Nope.
You can't deny. What song are you gonna look at that and go, no, that's terrible. What
Yeah,
song do you look at on that album and go, yo, that's terrible?
none of them actually. Like there may be one song that's like you maybe it gets good, but like, not really.
Maybe the
Every
one at the
song.
end, but then on top of that, you turn around and you look at Thriller. Thriller is just as crazy.
No, yeah, that's
So
why
what
I'm
do you
like
do?
you go through Thriller is like everything hit on that motherfucker. Everything. So but a lot of people say Bad is the best album. I'm like, I don't know about that, but it's up there. It's a great album. It is, but it's just I don't know
Can't
if it's
deny
better
that
than
album. I'm looking at it right now.
yeah.
What song are you gonna deny on that album? Liberian Girl, Speed Demon. Out of 11 tracks, you gonna turn around and say, yo, those are the worst albums you ever made. You're like those. That's it.
Those arguments. A lot of people love Liberian Girl. I fucks with it, but I can skip it also.
You can.
But Speed Demon, I can kind of skip that too. But I give it a whirlwind. Thing is, I'm at a point where I only listen to albums. Like I like to listen to the album straight through. I don't
I
like
do
to listen
too.
to
I want to hear
singles
it
no
straight
more.
through.
I want to hear what your
Mm-mm.
intent was for this album for me to hear like what it sound like and like the theme, the whole like vibe of it. So for me like I gotta hear your songs through an album, your collection of music, unless you just put it like as a one off, for a single. But I listen
Mm-hmm.
to albums now. Like people like they do these shuffles, these playlists. It's cool for the moment, but like I like going through albums now. Like I'm back to that, like just straight albums, like all the way through. If I start, end it, get back
Let
to it.
me let me ask you a question then, because I know we were talking about Drake, all right, but because we on some really cool shit right now. We on a vibe. We on a wave right now. I hear people talk about doing a versus, right? In your opinion, if they did do a versus, who would win between Michael Jackson and R. Kelly,
Oof.
right?
I would not expect you to say R. Kelly.
right? I mean,
Man,
no, I mean that's who else is going to compete with him? Because he going if they do a versus and Mike is live, this is picture like Michael Jackson being alive right now,
yeah,
and he's still able to move around on a stage and everything. He's working out and he's in shape, right? Let's just say that Michael Jackson's alive and he's well. How old would Michael Jackson be right now? He probably like 60, 70 something years old,
I'll say
right?
about 60 something by now.
Right. Okay, cool. So at 60 something years old, I would still expect
Not
Michael
7.
Jackson. I would still expect that Michael Jackson to be able to move around, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as they're performing, so he's born in 1958. All right. So he's performing on stage with against R. Kelly. You don't think that's like you don't think that's a problem? All I have to do is all I have to do is just pick three albums. Okay, yeah, R. Kelly, you did write songs for me. You did do that. We're not gonna dispute that. But all I'm gonna do is go out here and perform the songs that you didn't do.
Yeah,
And I
man,
got,
it's
I
not.
got, I got, I have two or three albums that you can play nonstop, bro.
Yeah, that's the thing. So that's the thing. It was tough with Mike battling him because like you can get his grown adult Mike shit, or you could play the little kid when he was the little kid leading a whole group of grown men singing. You know, the leader of the group, basically, like the main guy on every song.
Yep.
Christmas albums, like he got Christmas shit, like so it's tough. But like R. Kelly though, he got a song for any situation, any. He got songs called Cookies. He got songs like "You Remind Me of My Jeep." Like he got all, baby mama songs, songs with messing with the same girl with Usher. So it's like that
He
would
got
that would
all
be a
that. He
great
got, he got, he got all that.
that would be a great version.
And I
But
heard what Boosie said. He picking R. Kelly every time, and that's fine because I think Boosie is biased with
mhm.
that because he probably may think that Michael Jackson was touching these little kids, and Boosie, you would be totally wrong to think that that man was touching kids. When you a certain type of guy, and you making a certain type of money, them people will come and sabotage anything that you got going on to make you look bad. And they would do the same thing to you if they haven't done it already, sir. So with that said, if they did a versus, R. Kelly got a song for every occasion.
Yeah.
He wrote songs like he was Michael Jackson. He wrote songs like he was Sam Cooke. He wrote songs like he was Luther Vandross. He wrote songs that were inspirational and uplifting and motivational. He did all that. But when them songs start ringing off, what are you gonna love more? Like, so who do you think will win?
That's the thing. Like, if we talking about if we keeping it strictly 20 songs,
Quincy, son, that's all you get, bro. We ain't going past 20.
like Mike could just play off the wall and thrill, and that could be it. Out of
That's
there,
all I'm saying.
walk off. But if yeah, R. Kelly ain't no like it's so many songs that he wrote that we can't like. If he include like if the second half of that would include the songs that he just wrote on his own that we didn't know or we just found out about or we've been on, it's gonna be ugly. But I do have my because like his music is more like it's for everyone. R. Kelly's gonna be on some freak shit the whole time. Like anybody trying all this freaky shit all the whole time. Like
You can
I
be
want
as freaky as you want in your music, sir. But when in one of them songs that I'm bad, and I still think to this day that song was to his daddy. But that's just me talking. I don't know nothing about nothing.
but then
When them
when you
songs
got
start ringing on, the way you make me feel, Dirty Diana,
you want to be starting something, rock with you,
Pretty Young
off the
Thing.
wall,
I just wanna
pretty
love you, Pretty
deep with
Young
you.
Thing. You need some love and care.
But let's not act like they had motherfuckers in every graduation singing, I believe I can fly.
Sure did.
Woo!
But you're not
I
gonna go on stage.
believe.
You're
I
not gonna
touched the
go on stage.
dream.
You're not gonna go on stage and do that song. I bet you're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
I bet you're not
Right.
gonna go on
On
stage and
on
go,
the
I
verses?
believe I can fly. He ain't gonna
What?
perform that. He ain't performing that.
Yeah, that's gonna be the
Mhm.
last song, bro. Just to let you know I'm taking off on this nigga.
That's the only way. Yo, if he winning and he get up to like 18, like he get around 15 and Mike ain't got nothing for him, I can say
like,
I'll go, yo, I
like
believe I can fly is coming.
let's not act like he had mother stepping in the name of love, one, two, and three. Let's not act like he had mother literally step. There was a time where mother like outside
He did a
Chicago
step in
was
the
trying to
name of
step.
love.
Like, oh, this
Mm.
okay, stepping, okay.
Oh, stepping. Woo.
Right, I'm gonna step, man. And then stick the key to the ignition, the original and the original one. Girl, you stick your key up in the ignition,
Ignition,
babe.
baby.
Like, come on, dog. And then the remix. This man's the only man. He the only man that makes remixes. Don't add nobody on it. It's just him. He's like, I'm gonna remix my own shit.
This man took Raheem Devon's "Let Me Serve You Up, Let Me Serve You Up, Girl, you can have it your way, you're a customer." He jumped on there. That was somebody else's song. You can have it supersized with some loving on the side. I mean, he can do it. He can do it.
It's gonna
But
be a
I'm just
battle from
saying,
MJ. But when it
it
come down to
is.
it, end all be
It
all,
is. Bro,
MJ
can you
gonna
imagine? Yeah.
nobody fuck with MJ.
No one
We,
fucks
we,
with
we know
MJ.
this. Like
No
this
one
man
fucks
is
with him.
dead, and there's still people passing out seeing his movie. Mother's in the movie.
I was in the movie theater and people were like, oh my God, I remember this."
Motherfucker that man stood there at the Super Bowl for 5 minutes straight. Nobody, not even say nobody. He just stood there and mother passing out, dying, passing out, going to the hospital on the stretcher. I ain't never seen that from nobody else. Chris Brown, I ain't never seen him.
Nobody. I don't think nobody has ever passed out for an artist like they passed out for Mike. That's all I'm saying. You know
You
what I'm
got you. So
saying?
that's where it is. But that'd be a great verse if that was to ever happen. You know that won't happen. But like, I wish there was a time where that could have happened, or somebody need to do it at a club or a bar somewhere. Like, all right, I got R. Kelly 20, I got Mike 20. I think I can give. I think I can give a good 20 for R. Kelly's side, and then
So even if they
or
do
Mike.
it, even if they do it at a bar, a club, whatever you want to call it, whoever does it, you gonna have to play their songs back to back. You gonna have to go Mike
Oh
and
yeah,
then
like a regular verse,
Kels.
like boom, boom, boom,
Mike,
boom.
Kels, you gonna have to do it like that. You can't cheat and do all 20 because ain't nobody gonna be thinking about the other 20. They gonna, oh, them 20 songs were good too. But
Mm-hmm.
um when I hear people say that Michael Jackson is getting smoked, I really think you don't really understand the full breadth of what Michael Jackson did and what he did for music. And the reason why he called him the king of pop wasn't just because he sold a lot of records. It's
Mm-hmm.
because he bought a lot of companies that sold records for pop artists as well. So he owned a lot of publishing and he was involved in a lot of that stuff. Even down to the Beatles publishing.
Okay, when
So
it comes to that,
so when
he
y'all
he the
say he
cold.
was a yeah, so when y'all say dude was a rapist and he was this and he was that and all that, Michael Jackson wasn't no rapist. Michael Jackson wasn't no pedophile. They tried to take their whatever angle they could and make Michael Jackson look bad. So he would cave in under the pressure. And if they couldn't get him to give it back, they would just take it from him one way or another. You know, it's just like how a dirty bitch does when she lies and she cheats and she says you did a bunch of stuff that you didn't do, or she really want to just get at that bag that you got. She'll lie and
Mm-hmm.
she'll cheat and she'll do whatever she can to get to it. So that's what they did. But I still say in that situation it'll be a great performance. I don't know who would win, but I'm counting on Michael Jackson to deliver as well as R. Kelly to deliver. I think that would be a great night of music if that were to ever happen. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Jackson would be like 68 years old if he were alive today.
So, yeah, 'cause, like my mom was born in 55,
68.
so I know she's 70. So yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
68. Michael Jackson would be 68 years old in what August of this year? Or is that when he died?
Mm-hmm. But
August 29th, 1958 would be Michael Jackson's birthday. Uh Michael Jackson, you are heavily missed. You are infinitely missed. We appreciate your music and everything that you did to inspire people and wake people up as well. Because all I really want to say is they don't really care about us. Those were songs for different people around the world. He made songs for all types of people. One of my favorite songs is "Stranger in Moscow," and that's not a song that people really look to and fuck with, but
Oh
that's
yeah.
that's one of my favorite songs. So, do you want to get back to the subject of Drake, or do we move forward? Because
Oh, yeah, you can move forward. Shout out to
okay,
Mike.
let's
Now
do
that's
it.
well, in on that, and that's if you don't know if you saw Drake's cover for Iceman, it's him having his hand in six with a Michael Jackson glitter glove or
Yeah, I don't
diamond
know if it
glove.
was
So,
I don't know if it was a diamond glove, it was a Michael Jackson glitter
but
glove, but either way,
so that's him like
where
because
he
I think
drawing his
he's
inspiration from.
one number one song away from either surpassing or tying Michael Jackson. And the
Mm,
thing, I don't hear that on either one of these albums though. I could be wrong, but like I don't
yes,
hear
sir.
that song that hit that's gonna take him over Michael Jackson. So it's gonna be
Uh,
another album, maybe another song or album away from him to do that. I thought No Kid was gonna be able to do that, but I guess it didn't.
you thought who?
The song he had on his last album with Party Next Door called Nokia. I thought that
Okay,
was a chance for it to be a number one song, which it
okay,
sounded like it was gonna be,
all right.
yeah. Back to the sports tip, sports shit, sports punch.
Yep,
All
yep.
right, we getting a little more clarity in the playoffs, NBA playoffs. That is, Spurs beat the Minnesota Wolves
Oh
last
my
night in
God, what
Game
a great
Six.
game. What a great game. Blew they bitch ass out, boy. The
Yeah,
fuck?
Minnesota, y'all limped into this round, and then y'all limped out with this motherfucker. Like with Anthony Harris re-injuring his knee against Denver, and then Dante DiVincenzo being out for the rest of the year. Io getting hurt in one of those games in the last series, and then coming back.
Don't
They
make
was limping.
excuses. Don't make no
I'm not,
excuses, sir.
but that is reality that they didn't have a full.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was not 100. Not saying that everyone in the league is at this point, but like if you playing, you know you go out there and play the game you're supposed to play. But yeah, Spurs beat the Wolves in six. Minnesota lipping in. Wemby is on an insane run, legendary type shit, like on some playoff stats wise, like with the blocks, rebounds, points. But NBA's, the script is scripting right now. That's what you want. OKC versus the San Antonio Spurs. You get SGA versus Wemby or Wemby versus Chet Holmgren because they go back way back. They go back to when USA versus French. When it was like high school age. 18 and under.
Mm-hmm.
Chet won that one. Chet won
Mm-hmm.
the championship with the Spurs. It would be coming over. I think when we losing in the gold medal round to USA, and then just this matchup between them two has always been like they try to make it a rivalry, but they keep downplaying it. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's going to be a great series. No Jalen Williams so far, as far as I know, but that would be nice to get them if he can come back and help them out.
Heard you, but I
Uh,
was listening to Shannon Sharp's podcast with ISO Joe Johnson and Chad Ochocinco, and they were saying that he will be coming back in the next round. So
okay, I mean
if
that
that be
even
true, if
better,
that be true,
better
we'll see what's going on with that.
better for the NBA if that happened. OKC been waiting. They swept the Lakers, so they've been are they ready? Are they rusty? Will I mean the Spurs have owned them this season, the regular season. They won 3 games out of four. So
Is it three out
they
of four or 4-1?
no, it's four, 3 out of 4. They only played 4 times throughout the year.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, nobody. Yeah, I don't think you play anybody more than 4 times throughout the season. And usually that's your divisional opponent or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You play
Mm-hmm.
4 times. So yeah, Spurs, OKC, Spurs up 3-1 this season. Even though playoffs, different ball game, different animal. But from what I've seen, the Spurs can withstand that. Can handle it with OKC.
Yeah,
It'll
that's a
be
fact.
interesting. I think this is OKC. I feel like they worried the most about this team, the Spurs, than anybody else. I feel like
That's
they
it.
make it
That's it.
past them. Whoever they play in the East, they feel like they can get. So, and in the ways I agree.
Hey, what happened to Jalen Daniels in this series though?
Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, Jaden McDaniels. What happened to him in this
Oh,
series?
Jaden McDaniels. Who the fuck is
What
Jaden
happened to
Daniels?
him in this series?
Oh, scouting mothers. Now you made yourself the guy, one of the guys.
Mm-hmm.
They defend you a little bit better. They defend you. Make you take out the game plan a little bit better.
Mm.
Um, I mean, he was still playing some defense. It just some shots
He was
wasn't
doing
getting
what he
knocked
could.
down.
He was doing what he could, but
Yeah,
in certain situations like that, man, when you have a team that's just deeper than you are, because Minnesota was known for being a deep team, and then OKC was like, no, we deep, and then Spurs was like, all right, y'all deep, but we gonna make sure that we deep too because we not worried about competing with y'all. We worry about the guys that won a championship, right? That's how most people model their team, right? They look at what's out there and they say, well, who's the best team? Well, what do we have that can rival that? We don't have nothing. Well, we can't compete with them, so we're not gonna try. But in this situation, Spurs was like, no, we got guys like that, but we got a guy that don't nobody got. See, they got a Chet Holmgren at 185, 190 pounds, but they don't have a Wimby at 200 pounds, 7 foot five. You know what I'm saying? They don't have one of them. They don't have one of them.
that's
Oh,
about as close as you gonna
Minnesota,
get.
Minnesota, y'all may have a 7 foot 2 guy, 270 pounds that can defend, but y'all ain't got what we got over here in Wemby. So they went and racked up, and then they also with Anthony Davis being, I'm not Anthony Davis, with Anthony Edwards not being fully healthy and hyperextending his knee during one of those couple games. That didn't help them. That didn't help them either. I thought that it would have been a more of a fight from Minnesota because Anthony Edwards managed to come back, but I guess the injury and then missing a couple other players hurt them as well. But I ain't gonna make no excuses for y'all at all. You know what I'm saying? Because the game that y'all played last night, y'all got watched by 30. So that means that y'all were never in a game like competing. Like y'all probably got it down to like 12 or something like that, but y'all weren't gonna win that game. Um, did I have the Wolves or did I have the Spurs? I can't remember. I don't know what we
I think
said.
he picked Spurs. I think I went to be contrarian. I went the Minnesota route, but not
Okay,
really thinking motherfuckers is hurt like Io him. I was hoping that
but
they
Io
get
played last night though.
yeah, but like he missed the game one, I believe, and maybe came back game two. But
Hmm.
it just once it's like when he get hurt, it's just like it take him a minute to get back in his groove because it was a couple times where he would get hurt when he be balling for the Bulls, and then he'll have like a little nagging injury or something that take him out a couple games, and he'll come back. And he ain't got the same, burst or or feel of the game that he had before he got hurt. So by that time, it was already like Spurs kind of figure out what they need to do as far as beating them.
Yeah.
Julius Randle, he got to figure out somewhere he's got to be more consistent and stop letting the game get to his feelings and where he like shuts down or like check out sometimes.
Remember we had that conversation with Groovy Lou on here, and we said we either they need to get rid of Randall or they need to get rid of Gobert.
And
In
Gobert,
in in your opinion, who you getting rid of?
mm,
Would you get rid of Rudy Gobert or would you get rid of Julius Randle? I'll tell you right now, I won't even wait for your answer. I get rid of Julius Randle. That's just me. I would get rid of Julius Randle. Who would you get rid of, though?
like stylistically, maybe Randall, but like I feel like Gobert is only getting older. He's not getting younger. He's not getting as impactful as he once was on the defensive end. Get what you can out of because you already. I mean, you did trade a lot to get him. Try to see what you can try to recruit some of those picks, some of those players back on that team to where you're like, all right, we can build this team around Julius and Anthony Edwards and the rest of these guys. But I mean, having a big man is nice to have, especially when you got people like Wemby on your team. So they would have to have find somebody else to like play somewhere. But you do have Nas Reed come off the bench. It seems like he's especially great, better off the bench, or just like not necessarily being a starting piece on that team.
In my opinion, I'm keeping Rudy Gobert because he can be great on help defense. I would get rid of Julius Randle because I can't have two guys clogging up the lane. Um, Gobert is a defensive guy, but on offense, he doesn't show you a really like an offensive package where you say, hey, he's going to average 17 and 12 or 17 and 15. He doesn't give you that, right?
Yeah,
Rudy Gobert doesn't step out and hit a 15 to 17-foot jump shot. Like he doesn't turn around, catch the ball in the post, turn around and
and
shoot
that's
for guys because
that's
he's taller than them. He
that's
doesn't have a package where he can catch the ball at 15
no
to
no
12
package
feet.
at all. That's
Right.
why I
Where he can catch the ball at 15 feet and shake you and then take one hard dribble like Shaq would do and sky hook or lay it up because he can bump you off and then go up. Like I don't see anything like that happening with Wimby. I mean, not Wimby. Apologize because Wimby is a
Julius.
monster. I don't see anything like that happening with Rudy Gobert. But because of that, he does play well on defense. If it were me and I were the point guard other team, I would make sure that I would feed him early and often to make sure that he stayed engaged in the game, to make sure that his hands got touches and everything like that. I would just get rid of Julius Randle because Julius Randle is a black void, is a void. He is he's a ball keeper. He's a ball hog, and that's not being disrespectful. It just means that when he gets a ball, he has to do his jab step. He has a fake. He has to line you up, and then he has to see if he's gonna go left or right. Normally he's gonna go left, right, because that's his dominant hand. He's naturally gonna go left, so his moves is bang, 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 spin right. I mean, spin back left and right with a head fake or something like that, and get a bucket, a fadeaway, or he's landing off the glass or something like that. But when you got a guy like Rudy Gobert who's going to draw attention back to you because Rudy is trying to hustle back and get to the offensive glass. So when he's drawing attention to you, you clog up the lane and you don't leave space for a guy like Randall to really operate and do what he's going to do down there. I would trade Randall and get a guy that I know wouldn't be in the way and wouldn't clog the lane. I would go and get another. I would go and get a point guard, right? I would go get a point guard to make sure that I could operate on all cylinders while Anthony Edwards might be on the bench and get the ball to the guys who can actually make some plays and make sure that we are good offensively as well as offensively. But that's just me. I would just get rid of Julius Randle, man. I would see what's out there, see what I could get for a guy like that. And if I could get another power forward or another big guy that's like 6'11" that can shoot the peel, if I could get like an Obi Toppin, I would go get an Obi Toppin from Indiana Pacers. Like I would do something like that, grab guys that I know could shoot and be effective on the court. Like we could get the ball here and here, here and here, and they're gonna do something. They're gonna be 3-and-D guys. That's what I would do.
I not mad at all you said. You backed up with that. I'm not mad at that at all. I'm going with Rudy because
Mm.
he has no bag besides on the defensive end. Like offense, he can't back nobody down. He has no hook shot. He has
Mm.
no real low post moves. Not don't have a 15 footer. Don't have a 17 footer. Can't
Nothing.
shoot a three. So like
Nothing.
I feel like I need to. That's just a one sided player. Defensively he can be really great when he like activated and motivated, but when he's not, or when he's like
Yes, indeed.
on some slow molasses type stuff.
Yeah.
He long and tall, but he's not athletically superly like he used to be when he was younger. I feel like you should be able to do a pick and roll with him and throw it up every time, or drop it down to him, and he should be
And
able to
he
do a
he does
Kareem
not
hook.
bang. He does not bang on motherfuckers in the paint. Like that
So
ain't something that he does.
at least with Julius, the only thing is that that's a big problem with Julius. Like you gotta like make sure he focus and like play the right way. But he can give you an outside shot, mid range. He can play through him as far as passing the ball, being a
Yes, sir.
point forward. He's strong, so he's gonna play hard. It just you gotta make sure mentally that he's in the game to be like, all
Yes,
right,
sir.
I need you to be focused quarters 1 through 4.
Yeah.
48 minutes.
Yes.
So I think either one, like you can't like we did. It's shown that one of them have to go. It's like it's not going to work. It's clogging lanes. Anthony Edwards got to get to the hole. Other players, Terrence Shannon Jr. got to get to the hole. Io got to get to the
That's
hole.
yes. That's a lot of money spent on players. When you talk about having all those guys on the roster, when you talk about your starting five, I'm not sure who your point guard is, but you got Jaden McDaniels, you got Rudy Gobert, you have Julius Randle, excuse me, and then you have Anthony Edwards. So whoever the point guard is going to be, whether it be Ayo DeSumo or whether it's Mike Conley or whoever it is, you got a heavy payroll, and at some point you're going to have to unload those guys. But the other part is who is going to take either one of them off your hands with that salary that they have. That's the next part that you have to figure out. Who's going to eat up that salary besides you?
Yeah. So good luck. In the offseason in Minnesota, y'all had a nice little run. Sucks the injuries hurt, but I don't know if you've been noticing. Anthony Edwards, like when he have his shoe commercial, he kind of takes shots at other players in the league. And so then this is, him losing last night. Actually, Nike had a response for Adidas with, Wemby having his own shoe. And the
Salute
thing
to
is,
Wemby having a shoe.
Wemby, it said, Anthony Edwards, the whole thing is like, believe that, believe this, believe that. Like, I'm that best player, I'm the coldest, whatever. So after the Spurs won, Nike released a photo with with Wemby's logo, which is an alien, and it said "Believe this." So basically, taking shots at Anthony Edwards, which is the second time that's
Mm,
happened. Where like last year when SGA won and OKC beat the Minnesota, they had a response to Ant Man, and now this year Wemby, Nike, have a response
gotcha,
to Ant
gotcha,
Man.
gotcha. Dope, dope. I like that.
But I love it
But
though.
I like it. I like it. That further adds fuel to the rivalry between the Spurs and the Minnesota Timberwolves, which is good. But if I were Wemby, I would go in a different direction. I was like, I ain't doing that no more. We're not gonna use that no more. We're gonna go in a different directions to make sure that we don't have to worry about that. So here will be the plan going forward. Like I'm the alien or I'm the unicorn of the league. I can do it all and go from there. But yeah.
Mhm. And then the other in the East Conferences,
Hmm.
Cavs, Detroit Pistons. Detroit Pistons won Game 6 last night, kind of convincingly.
Bruh.
Um,
Who
the
did I
thing
have
is,
for that series? Did we do picks for that series?
I think we both went Detroit because
Yeah. I feel like I
I
may have said the Cavaliers, or I just wanted the Cavaliers to win because I wanted to see James Harden get to the next level. But this
yeah,
shit's crazy. This
but
shit is crazy.
yeah, man, Game 7 should be Sunday tomorrow.
Hmm.
Uh, I mean, Cavs was undefeated at home all the way to that point, so I gave them a chance. Like, all right, they've been undefeated at home, maybe they can win this one. But I figured Detroit would try to take Game 7, take it to Game 7.
Hmm.
um, Harden, man, can't be trusted in the playoffs, man. Like, I mean,
Nope.
Game 3 he closed it out and like gave him all right a win, but when you really needed him last night to close this series out, and close out games is always the hardest. So whoever is down usually come out and win that game. But yes,
That's the thing
Harden man
that's been bothering him his whole career, hasn't it?
had a bunch of turnovers yesterday.
Yeah.
I think he had about like seven by the halftime, or at least like after halftime. It just I don't know, man. And then the rest of the supporting cast got to step up. Evan Mobley, Jerry Allen, Max Strus, Dennis Schroeder. Like Spidey needs some help. It can't be just him out there.
Mhm.
Um, but James, man, it's the the thing about him in the playoffs is showing more, improving more, and just becoming a fat. Like you something about you in the playoffs, man. You just can't get together. You can't be that
He
guy.
falls apart. He
You
falls
choke
apart,
up.
bro.
You nut up. So
Yeah. No, he
maybe
don't
I'll.
nut up. He don't nut up. He don't nut up and do what he's supposed to do. And that been a knock on him since he did that Houston Rockets situation, and he was like 7 of 26 from the 3 point line. Like that's been a thing for James Harden. Everyone was expecting him to go over there with Spider, and him and Spider would come together and figure it all out. And that has not been a thing. Like that, they have not figured it out. They're struggling to put points together. And between them, I was listening to what they were saying on another on Nightcap podcast. Between the two of them, you had like 10 assists total. So when you're in a situation where you only have 10 assists total, and the other team is up like 20 assists on you with 40 something rebounds, you're not going to win the game. And now you're since it's do or die in this game coming up. Now you guys have to put it all on the line. And now we're gonna see what you guys are made of because both of you all are gonna have to put up 30 points or more, or someone is gonna have to have a very big game as far as points goes, and the other's gonna have to have a lot of assists, or I shouldn't say a lot. The other is gonna have to go for double-digit assists to make sure that they properly represent for their team.
Mhm.
It looks like Detroit is saying we really want this more than you guys do, and we didn't realize how much more we wanted it until yesterday after they blew y'all asses out, um, and then just rode off into the sunset with that game. But we gonna see, man. Sunday is it? Sunday, that's a home game for Detroit. The crowd will be loud. Detroit basketball. It's gonna be the fireworks display. It's gonna be the pyrotechnics are gonna be happening, and we are going to see if Kay Cunningham and Jalen Duran and Karis LeVert and all those guys, if they really came to hoop, Tobias Harris, we gonna really find out if y'all really want to hoop, man. If y'all really want to go to the next level, we gonna find out because Kay Cunningham been busting his ass, and here and there he stumbles, and I ain't mad. I'm not mad at him for trying to put up these really great performances and being tired. But I do like that Bickerstaff has figured out, hey, let me make sure we don't burn him out completely, even though he is young. You don't want to burn the guy out. You want him to be able to perform at a high level for a long time. So let me use these guys that are on the bench and make sure that we got some dogs that can run in this fight. That's what you want. But we gonna find out tomorrow if you motherfuckers is really like that. These game sevens are crazy. They have always been, and they always leave a good mark on your legacy or they always stain it. They leave a good mark or they stain your shit. And we gonna find out tomorrow. Did James Harden really come to work or did they come to shit the bed? So we gonna
Yeah,
see.
you right about that. And then,
Hmm.
Jalen Duran, like he been so ass in the playoffs, like compared to the regular season. Like his points reduction has been one of the craziest reductions in,
He
from regular
has.
season to playoffs.
He
And I
has.
kind of wanted him the Bulls to try to, sign him this offseason, but I don't know. It's starting to like, I mean, are you going nut up when it comes to the playoffs? Like, even though he was better than Vucevic defensively and just all around, like, I wish we had him last year, this year, this
Yeah.
past season. And honestly, I'll still take him too. Like, I just ain't gonna pay him full max money now. I see what you did because playoffs, Austin Rivers said it, that's where you make your money. Like in the playoffs, if you
Absolutely.
do really good, that's where you. That's why players get like certain contracts. Like he didn't deserve that. Like you see the regular season stuff. Like I don't think he deserved that, but it seemed what you did in the playoffs, coming through. That's where you earn it or you lose it. So I think with the way that Jalen Darren been playing the last few games in the playoffs or this round, he might lose some ducats on this one. He might not get a full supermax. I mean, some team
Maybe. I
might
mean
throw him.
that last game was 15-11, so he did decently. But
Yeah.
listen, like we talked about, Shaq and all the great players said it, man. Regular season is that's where you get your get off. But if you're a playoff bound team and you're really that good, that's when you step up. That's how people find out how good you really are when you step up and you make sure that you can uh average more points than you did in the regular season. And that's the goal is to perform at a higher level than you normally perform at and you give a little bit more. You reach deeper into your bag to make sure that you can represent for yourself and for your teammates. So we gonna see Jalen Duran, man. I was expecting you to do the same thing. I ain't gonna lie, like I didn't expect you to do nothing really like crazy or nothing in the playoffs, but I was expecting you to bust out 18 and 15 or 18 and 12. Because I don't think he knows his game fully yet.
Nah,
But that's
especially offensively, nah. Like he ain't got a bag really. So it's like he did do like a crazy move the other day. I was like, what the fuck? What has been at? But
yeah.
once he really like, all right, learn how to get the a post move, hook, learn how to shoot the 15 range, like just pull up, stop, pop, or just like when they leave you open, be able to switch it in. Like,
Hmm.
but motherfuckers when they too strong, too cock diesel, they can't really shoot like that. So it's tough out here for some of them. So you got finesse his way in. Dwight Howard took him, 30 years to finally get a jump shot, and now he retired and shit. But you know,
No, they didn't
but
want Dwight Howard shooting the motherfucking pill, or maybe because
that's what I said.
he
Right,
was
you right about
dominating the
that. They
middle
did not
so
want him shooting
much.
that.
Yeah, or maybe because he was dominating the middle so much that he didn't really have a chance to really do that. But step out and hit a 15 because here and there he would shoot that bitch, but they were just known him for catching the ball and driving
Man,
because he was bigger and faster than everybody. You know what I mean? They never really let him show off the fact that he could shoot a 15 to 17-foot jump shot. But um,
look, Cavs,
I like
Detroit.
I like Dwight Howard. So
So yeah, Game 7. I'm gonna give it to Detroit. They at home. I said they're gonna win this series from in the beginning anyway. I'll let the City Cavs move on. James Harden give him a chance to get one more chance for the final shot, but I don't know, man. Knicks is waiting though. Knicks is waiting. They've been waiting. Hopefully they ain't too rusty or
one
nothing.
more chance.
I'll be in New York in July, so we'll see if they won a championship or not. How they acting out there?
La la la. Do you really think the New York Knicks are going to win the championship?
Unfortunately, this is a probably best chance to do it, but they got OKC.
That's not what I asked you. I
I'm getting.
said
Let me get to it.
Okay, my bad. My
This
bad.
is a this is a best chance to do it this year because in the East, like coming out the East, you got Detroit and Cleveland. I think they can knock both teams off, but it's just on that West side, Oklahoma City, San Antonio. That's where it's gonna be like, the only way they can win that if something bad had to happen for both teams or like on that side. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to put that out there. So like God forbid anything happens, but just motherfuckers gonna have to miss some games for that to happen. But no, I mean I don't know what it would take for them to win it. Like the Spurs, you might have to deal with this for the next 5, 10 years.
Yes,
OKC, you
sir.
might have to deal with this for the next 5, 10 years.
Yes, sir.
But they're gonna have to get some help.
Yeah, y'all have a team over there in New York, but y'all don't have a team like that, like the Spurs or like the championship Oklahoma City Thunder.
But this is why you went to go get OG and Obi. Why you get
Yeah,
Josh Howard, Mikal
yeah,
Bridges. You're supposed to have that
yeah.
all around solid
Yeah.
good team.
You gotta have a
Cat
deep. You have a deep
to be
team.
able to fuck with them. It's just
Yeah,
we want to see. We want to see.
yeah.
I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. I'll give them a game, at least like a game or two. But I don't know about winning the series. But
So what if Detroit come about that series and make it to the finals?
oh, if Detroit get the,
Now what? Now what?
it's gonna be ugly unless they pull out some the old 1989 Detroit Jordan rules stuff like Wimby
Mm.
rules. Get tough with him. Knock him out off his ass like out the air. Make him eject himself in the game again, something like that. And
Ha!
And some with same thing with OKC. Like you gotta take HGA out his game somehow, some way. I don't know if they got the people on that defense to do that, but
The motherfuckers was saying that last series, that's what they was gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And the rest of the team said, "No, he can average that, but we gonna run up and down this court too."
it's just that he just impacted the game. So, like even if he don't score a lot, he can still block your shit. 10 blocks, 10 rebounds.
Even with SGA, if he ain't performing well, them guys said still say we still gonna get up and down the court and fly and make this shit work for us. We're not gonna stop just because he having a bad game. We still gonna play. We gonna hoop. That's why we here.
Yeah, I agree. So and we'll see. I think it's gonna be a good Western Conference Finals.
Yes,
Um,
Sirski. I believe so.
I think for viewing purposes, I would think the NBA will want to see Cavs versus New York. As far as like
Mm.
Spider Mitchell is from New York, so this is going to be a homecoming. Played in the Garden in the playoffs, Eastern
Okay.
Conference Finals, some significant. James Harden, back in the Eastern Conference Finals after everything he had been through. Evan Mobley and all them, the guys that young guys that becoming
Hmm.
stars or supposed stars, and then you got the Knicks who's been balling, Jalen Brunson, clutch player, Cat and
Hmm.
all that. So, but Detroit and New York Knicks got more of a rivalry as far as like actual rivalry from back in the day that the NBA wouldn't mind either.
Hmm. All right.
So
All right.
that's it. Um, this week NFL did a major, NFL, regular season schedule release for the week for every team
What you
this
talking
year.
about? What you talking about? What you
Um,
talking
and
about?
they going off percentages, they said Chicago Bears have the toughest schedule this year. I think like the average opponent, winning percentage from last year was like 0.520 or something like that, or 40, which is one of the highest ones. So like everybody we playing last year either like mostly wins the playoffs or had a good, winning percentage. Um, but also looking at the schedule, it shows that the Bears after last year is must see TV. And why I say that, the Bears have two games, one on Thanksgiving against the Detroit Lions. The Lions always plays on Thanksgiving, so whoever they play on Thanksgiving, usually get that slot. We get that spot. It's a return of Ben Johnson to Detroit. After we got smacked, we went 0-2 by the Detroit Lions last year. Tough one.
Boo!
But
Fuck the
Christmas,
Lions.
but the second game, Christmas Day, Chicago Bears versus the Green Bay Packers. After everything that happened
I
last year.
love Chicago.
So even
Fuck Green Bay.
and I'm just don't think the man like that gives the Bears two chances to piss me off on a holiday. Like either the Thanksgiving or Christmas Day, I could be mad depending on how that game go. But I'd like to see it. That it means that's showing like the
Caleb about to
league.
come on with the come on. Let's go, Caleb. Let's go, wide receivers, O line. Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
excuse
yeah,
me. Yeah,
looking forward to
it's going
that.
down. It's going down.
It's gonna be tough though next year. Like what? No, I didn't say it's gonna be tough. We start week 1 against Carolina Panthers, who went to the playoff for the first time in
We should
years.
smoke them.
But tough. It's gonna be a tough match. They got some good players
Man,
on the free
fuck,
agency.
fuck them.
Um,
Fuck them.
but this is basically the Caleb Williams versus Bryce Young, two number one draft players in
Right.
the back to back playoffs in back to
Yep.
back draft.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Basically, the reason why we got Caleb is because we traded our number one pick to Carolina so they could draft Bryce Young, and we got theirs the next year and ended up being number one because it was so ass and you getting Caleb. So it's one of those like, all right, who made the right decision? Who made the better choice? Traded for the picks,
Wow.
drafted for the guy they wanted. Bryce Young gotten better last year, looking like an actual quarterback. You can probably maybe I ain't gonna say franchise quarterback, but at least a serviceable quarterback that can get you to the playoffs. So they did that. Um, oh yeah, end of the season for the Bears. Their last
Mm-hmm.
3 games. It's gonna
Mm-hmm.
be tough. It's gonna be all division games. It's gonna be against the
We should.
Lions,
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota Vikings, and Green Bay
Mm.
Packers. So
We
hopefully,
should be able to get 2 out of that 3 or
we
three
need
out of
to.
three. We
We
should be
need
able to get
to.
all them games, man.
If we if
Fuck
we
all
if
them
we
teams. Little
if we
pussy ass
we want to
bitches.
be and say that we are, we gotta get this win. Those wins, especially those 3 games at the end, is probably going to determine who is the division winner or getting to the playoffs.
Hey Bears, they
So
trying to tie y'all up. They trying to tie y'all up and put y'all in
definitely
that
trying to
blender. They trying
definitely
to
trying
put
to
y'all in
put
that blender.
it.
Yeah, they trying to get y'all through that gauntlet. See
But
if
it
y'all
don't
can
matter.
take
We
that
got this.
pressure.
We better fuck down, bro.
Yeah.
But no,
Y'all
yeah.
better. Bitch ass Green Bay Packer ass motherfucker. Man, fuck them. I do love
No.
cheese though. I'm about to put some
But
cheese on these eggs I'm about to make too.
we just
Man.
need we just need Caleb to go ahead and just make these easy throws, but also the receivers got to make those easy catches because a lot of throws he made
Mhm.
was on point, but the players didn't catch them or they dropped them
Very
or make some
true, but
dumb moves.
it's
But the
very
easy
true.
attempts,
But
the
But
easy
he
shits,
also he also overthrows the motherfucking ball as well to these guys, and he makes it hard for them to catch it. And
and I think he will.
I'm guessing the reason why they don't catch the balls that are right there on target is because he be putting so much velocity on them, he be tearing their hands up. So I understand
Yeah,
that. Caleb, make them passes easy, man. Put them right in their pocket. You know what I'm saying? Let them walk off let them walk off with it. And they'll be all right. But yeah, let's see what happens for the Bears in the season. Yeah, for
and
everybody
then
that's a Bears fan, bear down in this hope.
this is
Bear
this
down
would
in
be
this
his
hope.
this would be his second year in the Ben Johnson offense. And this would be the first time in years that he had a consistent
Mm-hmm.
offensive coordinator because like he been either switching, transferring schools, or different
Mm-hmm.
coach. So I think he will get better. He's right now they're actually in California or USC throwing with his receivers, so that's good to know. He's built some reports and chemistry with them. Uh, Monday night football games is like
Mm-hmm.
looks legit. I saw a few the games that like each week. It's probably
Mm-hmm.
like 1 or 2 games. I don't really care about that, but like they look like they might NFL might figure out how to put some good Monday night games on. But
Mm-hmm.
it's still early because like once injuries start coming to play, certain players get hurt. That could take away from that Monday night game. A certain player, like a quarterback or running back, few players could be going like money ain't been hitting the same like I used to when I was younger. I feel like, but
Okay.
last year I didn't think it was that great of an option. But I saw a few of them, but not like this one has a chance to be really good though. So it's no real misses at all.
Okay.
But a
Let me
lot of
ask you a question.
international.
Let me ask
Yeah,
you a question. Do the Bears have any Monday night games this season?
yeah, we do. I believe we play mm, week 3. We play Philadelphia Eagles on Monday night.
Okay. All right.
Which is
That's gonna be a
in
challenge.
Chicago this time. We played Philly. We played them in
Mm.
Philly last time.
Okay.
The Bears have like besides like the Christmas and the Thanksgiving game, we got that game on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
We actually have a Saturday game, I believe, against the Buffalo Bills with
Is that
DJ
later in the
Moore.
season? Is that later in the
They're like
season?
later in like mid season, later in the
Okay.
season.
Okay.
Um, and then we got like I want to say one more. I think it's I think we play Seattle Seahawks on Monday night as well, week 8. So we got some two test games, some measuring stick games to see if we really real this year. I just
Okay.
hope that we're fairly healthy to enough to where like it ain't none major injury to our main players, but like people gonna get hurt and nicked up and all that. But if we can stay fairly healthy, I think we have a good chance to make the playoffs. If we don't win the division, I think we can sneak in for a wild card and make some noise.
Man, there will be no wild card for the Bears, bro. We're not doing that. What did they do last year, fam?
Win the division.
Let's stay there. Let's stay there. It's
I agree.
division
Like
or nothing.
that was Brian Post saying. He said we're gonna take the division and not give it back. But we are in the toughest division in the league, so I can see where Packers or
I
Detroit
ain't
or
trying to hear that bull, pissy ass shit, man. We gonna take they gonna take the division. That's gonna be the end of that whole ass puss ass shit. I ain't worried about none of that shit. Caleb Williams, 1-8. Get with them wide receivers and get with that offensive line, man. Figure these motherfucking plays out so we can see these great, historic, and legendary drives that you about to start having. I want to see that from you, brother. I think that you can. I don't believe in it because to believe means that you don't know. But when you know, you don't believe. So I know you can do it. I know what's in you. They've been grooming you your whole life for this. You know, heard us say this already. Keith over here having doubts. Keith Too Tall having doubts about you. But we gonna whoop his motherfucking ass too. And we gonna whoop your motherfucking ass if you don't get these Bears in that first place and stay there for the next 10 years, my G. Get this shit together, man. Bet down, ho.
that man. He literally said we, and he took back the we. He's like, nah, y'all got this. Hell no, get out
Y'all
of here
got
with
that shit.
that
It's
shit.
y'all. It's on y'all. You know, because I gotta go right over there with the homie. You know, I gotta go over there with the homie and
Who
everything,
the
bro.
homie? Come on, purple.
Him, and
Oh,
Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna
oh,
stay
my
over there.
homie. Okay, my homie.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay over there with my homie. You know? Yeah.
But yeah, week one look like interesting. All right, Wednesday is kickoff, which is crazy. No, no,
Mm-hmm.
actually, they've been doing this actually. Wednesday, Seahawks versus Patriots, first game of the season, Super Bowl rematch. Then this year, for the first time, a Thursday night game right after the opening Wednesday night game.
Mm-hmm.
We got 49ers versus Rams, which that should be a great game. Your boy Matt Stafford and them versus uh,
Yeah.
49ers.
Y'all know what? Y'all blue and gold, baby. Blue and yellow. Y'all know where I am with that shit. Come on now.
And then Sunday night game, you got Dallas Cowboys, almost said Mavericks, Dallas Cowboys and New York Giants. Sunday
Mm-hmm.
night football game. Should be a good NFC
Did you
East
say Dallas
battle.
Mavericks?
I was about to, but I stopped myself and I said the
Okay.
Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
And then Monday Night Football game, which I'm kind of surprised. I think they really feel like Mahomes will be healthy by week one because they got Denver versus Kansas City
Sit
week
down,
one.
Pat. Sit down. Wait till about game 3 or 4. Sit down, brother.
I wouldn't
Sit
mind
down.
seeing I wouldn't mind seeing Justin Field play in
Yeah,
week
let's see
one.
what Justin Fields working with, man. Sit down for a little bit, dog. Sit
Yeah,
down.
they got a lot of primetime games for Kansas City, so I think they think that Mahomes will be back in time for the playoffs. I mean not playoffs, regular season, if not the first one or two games that he might miss. But interesting season that's coming up. Shout out to the Bears. Hopefully, we can run it back. Like I said, win that division again. I'm rocking with y'all. I feel like we got better. We still can get better, and we just gotta start finding players that don't love the game and retiring and shit. So
Yeah.
once
It's
we
been a
figure that
it's
out,
it's been a little bit of a pandemic or a trend where these guys are signing their deals lately and then they're retiring. I guess the money or is good for them early on, and they just want to get out the way of the league. They don't want to go through it. So I understand it. They got other plans. So it's all love. It's all
I
love. No
think
sweat off my back.
and I saw like week one they got the Jag versus Browns, so it's potential Shador versus Travis Hunter, game.
Maybe we'll see. We'll see. They trying to start something over there too. They're trying to start something over too.
And then one last thing, Chicago Sky opened the season up 2-1. Won their first two games against pretty tough. Well, actually, the Golden State Valkyries who went to the playoffs last year, and then the upstart of Portland Fire, and then we lost last night to Connecticut Sun. So 2-1, not a bad start. Even though a lot of people expect us to even probably have a win right now, or even trust
Hmm.
us to have this. So Chicago Sky, stand the fuck up. But as far as everything else goes, Sports Punch, I'm good on. That's good. I'm good. You got anything you want to get off or
I
plug?
have nothing, nothing, nothing.
If I
There you go.
don't
Finish it off.
love you. I don't know shit, buddy.
Something like that. He's supposed to help me out on. I don't
As
know.
much as I heard that song, my mama play that shit all the time. Yeah.
If I
Shout out to
don't
Whitney Houston though. Rest in
have
peace. Crack is whack.
you. Find the receipts. Find the receipts that I was doing crack. Find the receipts that I was doing crack. That's what she said. But ladies and gentlemen, with that said, this has been another episode of Sports Punch. We about to get up out of here. You see this purple, man. You see me draped in purple, man. I'm clean, man. I'm good. So you see him draped out in his socks gear, tilted, everything.
Black on black.
We keeping it gully, keeping it
I mean, it's
gritty,
it's nice weather
keeping
outside.
it
Y'all,
gutter.
everybody get outside, enjoy this vitamin D. This
Mhm.
this is weather out here. The
Everybody
sun.
should go outside, get you some of that sun. Go ahead, keep talking. Yeah, I'm just,
And
I'm just helping you.
Sox game on the night with the Cubs. Try to watch that either at the crib or somewhere. Try to get outside. Maybe pop out at the game. Who knows? I might pop out at the game.
He
You
might be.
never know.
I might
So
just come outside, but I'm taking all my stuff with me so I can do these video clips. But I might stay my black ass inside and finish the shit up because it'd be better that way. And I won't let the ladies take my attention because there's a lot of beautiful black women out there. There's a lot of beautiful Hispanic women out there and everything. But I don't want to be distracted. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be stressed out. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of Sports Punch. Remember the mission statement when you're striving for greatness. God never puts you in a driver's seat if it's taken. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Keith Too Tall. I am Brother O. This has been another episode and we are done here. Have a great day. Enjoy yourselves. Be like water.